Jess. I'm back again, and it's Friday, which means it's story time. And today I have got one of my favourite stories. In fact, it's a story about toys. It's also a film, and you might recognise it because one of the characters says, "To infinity and beyond." What do you think today's story is? Of course, you got it right. It's Toy Story, but this one is Toy Story 3. So we've got Jessie in there, we've got Buzz, we've got Fatso, the aliens, Woody. Are you ready? Make sure you're sitting comfortably and we shall begin our Toy Story story. Let's begin. Andy was a teenager. He was about to go to college and he didn't want to play with his toys anymore. "Let's get to work here," Andy's mother said. "Anything you're not taking to college either goes in the attic or it's trash." Then she suggested that he could donate the old toys to the nursery. "No one's gonna want them," he told her. "They're junk." Inside the toy box, the toys gasped. Everybody gasped. Let me show you. Here's Andy and his mum, and there's his sister. Oh, and look, they're the toys in the box. Andy put all his toys, except Woody, into a bag. He had decided to take Woody to college with him. Woody peeked into the hallway. What a relief! It looked as if Andy had changed his mind. He was heading for the attic with the toys. They wouldn't be thrown away after all. Yes! Suddenly, Molly called for help. Andy dropped the bags of toys and went to see what she wanted. Then Andy's mother spotted the bag. She thought it was rubbish, so she picked it up and carried it outside. Woody was horrified. Andy's mother was making a huge mistake. Everybody say, "Stop!" Oh no. There she is though, look, with the bags. No! Woody raced off to find the other toys and rescue them. Too late. The dust cart arrived and the bags were tossed into the back of the truck. Then Woody spotted his friends clambering into the car. They were still alive. Jessie had convinced them to climb into the box that Andy's mother was going to donate to Sunnyside Nursery. "Andy threw us out!" exclaimed Slinky. They all thought it was Andy who had dumped them. Woody tried to explain that it was a mistake, but the other toys didn't believe him. There they are, look. Woody spotted them climbing into the car. At least they're not in the dustbin. That's a good job. Slam! Andy's mother got into the car and drove off to the nursery. During the journey, Woody tried to convince the other toys to come back home with him. He told them the nursery would be a sad and lonely place. But when they arrived, the toys were amazed. Sunnyside looked like a wonderful place to them, and the other toys were very friendly. Friendliest of all was a big pink bear who smelled like strawberries. Everybody take a big smell. Strawberries. "Welcome to Sunnyside," he said. "Call me Lotso." Here he is, look. There's Lotso Bear and all the other toys. Look very friendly at the moment. Lotso and a doll named Big Baby led the toys around the nursery before showing them to their new home, the caterpillar room. "Look at this place," cried Jessie excitedly. After Lotso left, Andy's toys eagerly waited their children to arrive. They hadn't been played with in so long. Everyone was happy with their new home, except, who do you think? Woody, who still wasn't convinced. "So this is it?" Woody asked his friends. "After all we've been through?" No one replied, so Woody walked away all alone. The toys are staying where they are, and Woody's going back home. Oh, he looks sad, doesn't he? Woody climbed through a window and onto the roof. He found an old kite and decided to use it to escape. But as he floated over the playground, a sudden big gust of wind blew up and broke the kite. Everybody, let's do a big wind noise. Woody hurtled towards the ground, but luckily his pull string on his back caught on a branch. He was saved. Phew! A little girl called Bonnie ran over to the dangling cowboy. She grabbed Woody and shoved him into her backpack. There's Bonnie noticing him hanging off a tree. Oh, she's going to take him. Meanwhile, a crowd of toddlers burst into the caterpillar room. But playtime didn't turn out as Andy's toys had hoped. The children played with them very roughly. This wasn't fun at all. It was horrible, so they're slamming them and throwing them and crushing them. One screaming toddler threw Buzz in the air and he landed on the windowsill. He peeked through the window into the butterfly room where all the other toys were. There, a group of 4 and 5-year-olds were playing gently with Lotso and the other toys. Buzz couldn't believe his eyes. Oh, look at those screaming children. Oh, they're going to break those toys. They look very rough. Dear. But the other toys are being played with so nice and gently. Later, when the children had all gone home, the toys were left miserable and aching all over. They wished they could be in the butterfly room with the older children. Buzz offered to go to Lotso and ask about moving. He climbed through a window and into a hallway where 3 of Lotso's friends were talking. Let's listen in, shall we? Buzz followed them and watched them as they climbed into the snack machine. Oh, Buzz thinks there's something going on here. I think he's going to go and follow them. Buzz realised that the butterfly room toys were having a meeting. So, what do you think of these new recruits? Asked Ken, a friend of Lotso's. Any keepers? All of them toys are disposable, sneered another toy. We'll be lucky if they last us a week. Buzz was shocked. They had sent Andy's toys to the caterpillar room on purpose. He had to warn his friends, but when Buzz turned to go, Big Baby was waiting for him. Poor Buzz was captured and taken a prisoner. Look, there they all are, having a meeting about whether the toys are worth keeping or not. They're not so nice as they seemed, are they? Back in the caterpillar room, Mrs. Potato Head shouted. I like the voice of Mrs. Potato Head. She sounds like this. I see Andy. Can you say that with me? Ready? 1, 2, 3. I see Andy. She was watching Andy back at his house through the eye she had accidentally left behind. Seeing how upset Andy was, the toys realised that he had never meant to throw them away after all. They decided to go home, but Lotso had other ideas. You ain't leaving Sunnyside, he snarled. Just then, Buzz reappeared. His settings had all been altered by Lotso, and under Lotso's command, he seized Andy's toys. So now, Buzz has had a manufacturing reset and doesn't know who any of Andy's toys are. Oh, how mean. Meanwhile, at Bonnie's house, her toys told Woody the truth about Lotso. He had become cruel because he believed his owner had abandoned him. Woody realised that his friends were in danger. He smuggled himself back into Sunnyside in Bonnie's backpack and was horrified when he saw how his friends were being treated. Ring, ring! A toy telephone slided next to Woody. The cowboy picked up the receiver and heard, You and your friends aren't ever getting out of here now. Lotso kept tabs on everyone, the phone said. There are only one way out, the rubbish chute. But first, they would have to steal the keys to the nursery. This is the phone that told Woody how to escape. They need to get the keys for the nursery and down the rubbish chute. I think Woody likes a challenge. Woody rejoined his friends and together they agreed the escape plan. As night fell, Mr. Potato Head distracted Lotso's gang while Woody and Slinky grabbed the keys. Jessie used the keys to open the door while Rex and Ham held Buzz down and pressed his reset button, going back to normal. There they are there. Mr. Potato Head getting squished. Woody and Slinky going for the keys. Whoa. And there he is, getting reset back to normal. The band of friends managed to sneak past Lotso's guards, and and escape down the rubbish chute. At the bottom, Slinky formed his coils into a bridge between the chute and the lid of the giant rubbish skip. But suddenly Lotso stepped out of the shadows. He kicked Slinky's paws off the lid. So there he has, he's made a bridge with his Slinky back. And Lotso pushed him back off into the rubbish chute. That bear, not very nice at all. He looks big and cuddly, but he's actually not. After a struggle, the toys all ended up in the skip. Then the rubbish truck arrived. Oh, it lifted the container and everything began to tip out. The poor toys had nothing to hang on to. Woody! Jessie shouted. Everybody shout that for me. 1, 2, 3. Woody! Grabbing out for the cowboy's hand. But Woody and all the other toys, including Lotso, tumbled into the truck. Oh no, I wonder where they're going. Soon the rubbish truck arrived at the Tri-County landfill and dumped its load onto the ground. While the aliens ran off towards a huge crane, a bulldozer pushed the rest of the toys onto the conveyor belt. Suddenly, a furry pink paw reached out from underneath the golf bag and said, "Help! Help!" begged Lotso. Do you think they should help Lotso? He hasn't been very nice, has he? Woody and Buzz used a golf club to free the trapped bear and lift them up to a magnetic conveyor belt above. So, there they are, helping Lotso out. And all the other toys have been magnetically charged up to the top there to save them from these big claws that might tear them in two. So they helped Lotso in the end. Very nice of them. The toys dropped onto another conveyor belt, but this one was heading straight for a huge incinerator, basically where all the rubbish gets burnt. Then Lotso spotted the emergency stop button. The others lifted him up to reach it. Lotso was about to push it to save everyone. Then he hesitated. With a cruel smirk, he ran away. Suddenly, the crane with the aliens at the controls scooped up the toys. They were saved. Oh, thank goodness for those aliens. Look at them in there using the controls. And they scooped all the toys up in the crane. I can't believe that Lotso didn't press the emergency stop button. How cruel. But there was no time to celebrate. "Come on, Woody," said Jessie. "We've got to get you home." "But what about you guys?" Woody asked. "Maybe the attic's not such a great idea." "We'll be there for Andy," Buzz declared. "Together," Jessie added. "That's what matters." Then the toys spotted their local rubbish collector climbing into his truck. The toys hurried to hitch a ride home, back to Andy. Lotso found his way onto a different truck, but he wouldn't be hopping off anytime soon. They'd attached him to the front of the lorry. And there the other toys heading back home. Yes! Serves you right, Lotso. You mean bear. The toys finally arrived at Andy's house. Buzz helped the toys into the attic box while Woody headed for the box marked college. Inside the box, Woody found a photo of Andy surrounded by his toys. It gave him an idea. Woody sneaked across the room and hastily wrote something on a sticky note. Quickly, he stuck the note on the attic box. I wonder what it says. When Andy returned to move the last boxes, he saw the sticky note. He opened the box and got a wonderful surprise. There were toys. He thought they had been thrown away. Then he looked more closely at the note. There's Woody, looking at Andy, and he's in his box off to college. But I wonder where the other toys are going to go. After reading the note, Andy took the box to Bonnie's house. Do you remember Bonnie? She found Woody in the tree. "Somebody told me you're really good with toys," Andy told the little girl. "These are mine, but I'm going away now, so I need someone really special to look after them." He gave Bonnie the toys one by one. But when he got to Woody, Andy hesitated. Woody didn't belong there. Then realising that Bonnie already loved Woody and that she would take good care of him, Andy handed over his favourite cowboy toy. Oh, Andy didn't want to give Bonnie his toy, but she knew that she was going to love him lots and lots. That was a very good thing and a very nice thing to do. In the car, Andy took one last look back at his toys. "Bye, guys," he said quietly before driving off. The toys watched Andy disappear down the street. "So long, partner," said Woody. Buzz and the others gathered around him. Their life with Andy was ending, but their adventures with Bonnie had only just begun. And there's Woody and Buzz waving off Andy. But they've got so many new adventures to find with Bonnie. And that is the end of our Toy Story 3 story. Now, there's obviously a Toy Story 4, so you should go and check out that film if you've got it and see what happens next. And let me just show you one last picture of them all happy. There. Fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause. Fantastic story time. Thank you so much for joining me for that lovely story. I really do like the Toy Story films and the books. They're really, really great. But stay tuned because we have got lots more coming up. We've got science experiments, balloon modelling, magic shows, magic workshops, story times, baking, face painting. Oh, everything you could need to keep yourselves entertained indoors. So make sure you check out the rest of the Non-Stop Kids channel and I'll see you again soon. Bye everyone.